Hello dear learners, topic of today's learning is drugs for GIT. What are the learning outcomes of this topic? Basic understanding in gastric acid secretion and process of emesis or vomiting. Disease or disorder associated in alteration in this system. Third, drugs for this disease or disorder. Then we are going to see drugs for GERD. Then we are going to move to the linked in alteration of intestinal tract physiology. Disease and disorders are linked with it, that is constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome. And again we learn drugs for these causes. Now, first topic in drugs for GIT, we will learn. Name of topic is peptic ulcer. Now, peptic ulcer is lesion in the gastric lining, or it is a sore in the lining of the gastric mucosa. There is a loss of gastric and duodenal mucosa. Main cause of peptic ulcer is increase in a aggression factor and decrease in a defensive line mechanism. Aggression factors are hydrochloric acid, pepsinogen directed pepsin, drugs, in that non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug induced, stress induced Helicobacter pylori, and defensive, which components do not allow to disturb the gastric lining. These are mucus, bicarbonate, blood flow to the mucosal line, and prostaglandin analogs, in that isotypes, that is prostaglandin E2. So peptic ulcer is what? Peptic ulcer is a lesion or a sore in the gastric lining of mucosa. There is change in aggression factor and defensive factor of the gastric mucosal barriers. Why to learn this topic? Because many morbidity and mortalities are associated with this peptic ulcer. It can disturb the food habit, digestion. Again, it can lead to change in the absorption of vitamins or nutrients, and person can enter into the weakness or less immunity concern. Basically, peptic ulcer lying in the two major words. One is a lesions in the gastric region, so that time we can say stomach ulcer or a gastric ulcer. If that lesion or any sore activity is, or deperforation is lying in the duodenum or duodenum, that time you can say the duodenum ulcer. So peptic ulcer, it is a broad word. It is linked with gastric ulcer as well as duodenal ulcer. Now you are seeing the slide of gastric acid secretion. Here, first you look at the picture. You are seeing the lining of the gastric mucosa. Cell is parietal cells. Parietal cells, basolateral membrane. Basolateral membrane, 3 receptors. One is through acetylcholine stimulation. Acetylcholine, you know, it is a neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitter through the major system of cholinergic or autonomic nervous system. So vagus preganglionic nerve to the postganglionic nerve, stimulation, activation of this neurotransmitter on M3 receptor. M3 basically lining on the smooth muscles. So smooth muscles link with the contraction and relaxation. Here main role is to secrete hydrochloric acid. Another one you are seeing, that is histamine. Histamine receptors present, one H1 and H2. Basically in gastric acid secretion H2 receptors are involved. Enterochromaffin cells are major participants to release histamine, and this histamine it is activating through receptor. And third one you are seeing, that is a gastrin. Gastrin is a local hormone. Antrum cell through dietary peptide stimulation, then release of gastrin. Gastrin activates through the GCK receptor, that is G stands for gastrin. So there are three basic receptors involved in the formations to release of hydrochloric acid secretion. Now what these three receptors follow action. Gastric particularly, or this component, increases the intracellular calcium level, same with that of acetylcholine, but histamine increases cyclic adenosine monophosphate activity. Both these intracellular calcium level and CMP activate protein kinase. Now you just see there is a pump. The name of that pump is a proton pump. Proton H plus / K plus ATPase. This pump activates through the ATPase. Pump mechanism means inside ions to make it outside, and now outside ions against to inside. So simple word we say exchange of ions. Here exchange of ions will take place, is involved that is H plus and K plus. But H plus or K plus, the main stimulation for these two linked ions are responsible component. One more is involved there, that is a chloride ion. So chloride ion activates through the potassium, and once there is a Cl minus through potassium ion activation is there, so hydrogen ions are exchanged from parietal cells to the lumen region. Now you see here luminal fluid, that is a pH increase level is there. So potassium ions will move inside and H plus ions are coming outside. So H plus ions, but this H plus stimulation, K plus exchange process through H plus is mainly in the influence of Cl minus. So Cl minus will make more and more H plus ion release, and in luminal H plus plus Cl minus formation will take, so that will become hydrochloric acid. And again this hydrochloric acid, it is leading to the increase in a pH factor, and this increase in a pH is one of the important components we are learning for gastric acid secretion. Here see bicarbonate ions are also been linked with this H plus ions release. How? Basically cellular metabolism take place and there is a carbon dioxide is released. Carbon dioxide and water reacts, and this reaction will lead to the carbonic acid, and this carbonic acid is a H2CO3. Now this H2CO3 with the help of carbonic anhydrase is dissociated into bicarbonate, that is HCO3 plus H plus ions. So bicarbonates ions are in a link with H plus ions. So these bicarbonate ions are considered as a defense factor, and this defense factor is less in gastric ulcer secretion, and H plus ions are going more and more in the lumen, so it is going to form with the hydrochloric acid that will increase it. So this luminal fluid H plus ions, again stimulation leading to the more increase in gastric pH. But basically one point you remember, this carbonic acid, there is a carbonic anhydrase enzyme which is responsible to dissociation, and this bicarbonate in contact with the mucus, that is a mucin layer. So this mucus and bicarbonate makes the protective layer on the mucosa. This protective layer is decreased here and aggression factor is increased. And one more component you are seeing on this slide is there is enterochromaffin cell stimulation. So enterochromaffin cell stimulation for what? Release of histamine. Histamine is a basically chemo stimulator. And one more point to remember here, peptic cell or chief cells activate that pepsinogen mediated actin pepsin formation, and this peptin formation erode the gastric mucosa and give rise to formation of ulcer or a lesion or a deep perforation to the red. If you go to the endoscopy, you will see that there is a deep red spot is observed. So these are the two basic concerned here, bicarbonate and H plus, and then again bicarbonates along with the prostaglandin, there is a decrease in a CMP pathway and enhancement of the mucus. This is also carried out. So as far as drugs concerned, here we do not want a histamine, because histamine stimulation for gastric acid secretion component, gastrin secretion, again SCl2 link, and acetylcholine is to link, but more the activation is on the proton pump and on the histamine. So major two targets are required, that means drugs to use in decrease in a gastric acid secretion, that is H2 receptor antagonist, because it is receptor is involved and this receptor is required to block it. If this receptor is blocked, the secretion stimulation won't come. Again, there is a blocking effect of pump, proton pump is required, and that proton pump is H plus K plus ATP under the influence of that ATP energy. So this slide is representing us, there is three basic components in a gastric acid secretion. In luminal fluid, more and more gastric acid is being formed, and this gastric acid increases the pH, and then there is a need to use a drug according to the causes. And one more thing here, whatever the defense factor, that means bicarbonate mucus, these are required to activate and reduce the pepsin formation. So there won't come any erosion factors, and that will become the balance, that is a defensive factor of the gastric region and as causing agents of the gastric regions. Now we are going to learn for the drugs for peptic ulcer. Now I tell you about medication in this peptic ulcer category in next video. So basic learning is definition and gastric acid physiology, and this physiology will help us to understand what are the drugs or how the drugs are associated for peptic ulcer, and second, what are the individual precautions are required to take. So that things we will see in the next video. Thank you.